Well, ladies and gents, Disney and Star Wars just can't cut a break. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake delayed indefinitely amid studio shakeup. Now, I don't think there's going to be anyone crying about this, actually. I think a lot of people are going to be happy with this. And you know what? I agree. This did not need to be remade by any stretch of the imagination. Not with the direction that they were going to take it in anyway. I'm glad that they're just leaving it as is for now. Now they're saying obviously this is very disappointing news to share. I don't think it's that disappointing. But reliable sources are reporting that the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake has been delayed indefinitely due to issues at Aspyr. Now it's a shame that obviously they're suffering issues, but it was a Bloomberg report that had all of this. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game paused. Cheers, thanks. Super loud piece of crap. Right, have to start that again. Bloomberg is reported Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game paused amid studio shakeup. So hotly anticipated new Star Wars game is in serious trouble, according to people familiar with the project. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, a remake of a 2003 role-playing game, is delayed indefinitely, which is the worrying part, as developers at Austin, Texas-based Aspyr Media try to figure out what comes next. That doesn't really make any sense. But this is why. Or partly why. Aspyr abruptly fired the game's art director and design director this month. In a series of meetings throughout July, Aspyr's two studio heads told employees that the project is on pause and that the company will look for new contracts and development opportunities, said the people who were not authorised to speak publicly about the situation. What? So, they paused it. They fired the game's art director and the design director. They've had loads of meetings and they're like, shit, we just don't really know what to do. It's paused. We need to look for more people. Right, okay then. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Couldn't organise a shit in a toilet. So Knights of the Old Republic was to be one of the first modern Star Wars console games released outside of Electronic Arts Inc., which had previously held the exclusive licensing rights. That deal expires in 2023, opening the door for new Star Wars games from outside companies like Aspyr, Ubisoft Entertainment SA and Quantic Dream SA. Now the game was announced last September and has been in development for nearly 3 years at Aspyr, which was purchased by Sweden's Embracer Group AB last year. Aspyr, founded in 1996, was best known as a service shop that brought existing video games to other platforms such as iOS, including the original Knights of the Old Republic games. 3 years it's been in development. 3 years. On June 30th, Aspyr finalised a demo of the game, known as a vertical slice, to show to production partners Lucasfilm Limited, LLC, and Sony Group Corp. The developers were excited about it and felt like they were on track, according to a person familiar with the project, so they were shocked by what happened next. The following week, the company fired design director Brad Prince and art director Jason Miner. Neither responded to a request for comment, but Miner suggested on a social media page that his dismissal was unexpected. No shit, that was unexpected. 3 years working on a project, they're happy with what was shown, seemingly, felt like they were on track, and then boom, fire key elements of the game's development. Art director. That's pretty crazy. And the design director. That is pretty crazy. So representatives for Aspyr and Embracer didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. Aspyr studio heads told staff that the vertical slice wasn't where they wanted it to be and that the project would be paused. I mean, that sounds like a complete rework. According to two people who were in the meeting, one person familiar with the discussion suggested that a disproportionate amount of time and money had gone into the demo and that the project's current course wasn't sustainable. Why'd you spend so much money on a fucking demo? Another point of contention may be the timeline. At the outset of development, Aspyr told staff and partners it would release the game by the end of 2022, according to two people familiar with the production. Developers said a more realistic target would be 2025. Well, I mean, it's nowhere near 2022. what? If they've cancelled everything immediately after the vertical slice was shown to partners, you know, Lucasfilm and stuff, then I mean, yeah, they're done, aren't they? Like, you're wrecked at that point. So the fate of Star Wars Knights of the Republic remains unclear. In May, Embracer announced that Saber Interactive would also join the project. Some at Aspyr believe that Saber, which has mainly been doing outsourcing work for the project, may take it over completely, which would be a shame, I guess, to a certain degree. But what an absolute shit show! So, here we go. Here's the vertical slice. I hope you love it. I hope you enjoy it. We're so proud of it. A week later, you're fired. All right then. I guess we done fucked up that demo. 3 years to make a demo that just cancels the game itself. You must have really messed up this game. Like royally wrecked the game at that point. Like how can you justify that? We spent 3 years basically just making a demo with the intention that we will release it you know, the same year that we released the demo, and then, well, we can't because we just got to cancel the whole game now. Oh, okay then, that makes so much sense. Good times. Kind of all over the place, really, not gonna lie, kind of all over the place. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear any and all of your thoughts, as always, on these things. I think this is an interesting one because I think people were quietly optimistic about this, trying to be anyway. But how can you be optimistic now, having known that they've spent 3 years working on a demo? The demo itself then cancels down the whole game project, leaving them completely wrecked. How can you be optimistic about that? I mean, that just sounds like a total shit show, does it not? So let me know what you think. Love to hear it. Please do follow me over on Twitter at MrHReviews and over on my Instagram. Links to that are down below in the description box, along with some other bits and pieces. Would love to have you there, listening to my tweety thoughts, as well as elsewhere. Cheers, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.